Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So first things first, I want to just say that I am recording this very late at night. It's like 1:45 in the morning on Saturday. I have had a very busy week. I really wanted to get this video out on Saturday, so I'm working overtime here to get this video out for you guys. Like I said, I've had a really busy week. So yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm kind of exhausted if I'm being honest. So if I yawn, apologies. Sorry about the lighting. Also had the lighting a little bit subdued because it is so late at night and I am tired. I just hope that we can get through everything that I want to get through. So first thing, it was my birthday this week, so for everybody that wished me happy birthday, thank you so much. I appreciate it. One of the gifts I got was this cool little guy here, this new PS5 controller. Let's see, the Astrobot Happy Eyes one. Very cool. I like this controller a lot. That's pretty cool. Before we get into any news, I want to talk about some things with the channel and stuff. So I have a second channel that I started. It's Shredhead Racing. It's all of my sim racing content is going to be over there. However, I am still going to have some racing content on this channel. For instance, any new games that come along, I will post on this channel, like our first look and stuff like that. Project Motor Racing comes out at the end of the month, and I may be getting early access to that. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work yet, but I might get early access to that game. So our first impression video will be on this channel, but any of the regular content, like any of the career mode or anything like that, will be over on the other channel. So if you guys want to subscribe to that, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Yeah, so bear with me. I'm trying to figure out how to balance two channels. I picked a hell of a time to start up a second channel, if I'm being honest. But I mean, there's so much racing content coming out that I really want to get involved with it more. I have another opportunity that I can't really say too much about it now because there's nothing confirmed or anything like that. But I do have another opportunity that I signed up for that hopefully will bring more like equipment reviews to the channel. So I think that's going to be really cool. I did just get a key for Subway Sim 2 from the good folks at Aerosoft with the new DLC, so we'll have that on the channel hopefully in the coming week. So that's pretty exciting. So a lot of exciting things happening for the channel, and there's a lot of exciting gaming news that we need to start tackling. So let's quit wasting time. Let's get into the news, shall we? Alright, so finally on the road is getting the graphics update. Is coming November 17th, 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. This is one that I've been waiting for a while. Yeah, it's kind of like bittersweet because, yes, the graphics in that game need to be overhauled, but there's a lot else wrong with this game that needs to be updated. But maybe this is the beginning of them, starting to fix the game or something. I don't really know, but when this comes out, I will have it on the channel. I will show you guys. We will talk about the graphics and see where everything stands with that. So that's the first little bit of news here. Still, also, guys, I should just say that I don't have any news on ETS2 or ATS. They still haven't said anything about a date. Still, we just know that it's going to be sometime next year. So unfortunately, I don't have that bit of news that you guys want. Coming Q1 2026, the bus is coming to PlayStation 5 and Series S and X, and of course it's getting out of early access on PC. So this is actually really good news. This really just describes the game. I mean, I think we all know what the game is about. Very interested in this one. I'm very curious to see how TML handles having a game on console, because prior to this, like Fern Bus and Tourist Bus, those are TML games, but Aerosoft brought them to console, and Zero Games actually developed those for console. So this is the first time TML is getting their hands dirty, if you will, and putting this on console. So it'll be interesting to see. This is a really good game. If if it can run well on console, like if you can, and honestly, here's the deal, guys. 60 FPS is wonderful. It really is. But if they could just target a solid 30, I would be happy with this game. I would, and I've said this before, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I would much prefer a solid 30 frames than a jittery, buggy 60 frames where, you know, you're getting 60, then it drops down to 10, then it drops down to 20, then it drops down to 5, then it goes back up to 40. Give me a solid 30 over a janky 60 any day. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to handle this. Yeah, so first quarter of 2026. If I know them and Aerosoft, it's probably going to be towards the end of that quarter. So regardless, it's more sim games, more good news for console players if the game is good. Okay, so on to some racing news, which this is pretty exciting for me in the new channel. Gran Turismo 7 is getting its first paid DLC, pardon me. So as long as this game's been out, the only, well, they're not DLCs, it's kind of like microtransactions. The only thing you can really buy is in-game credits. There's never been a paid DLC for this game as of yet. And some people are complaining about it, and my point of view is that, just what I said, there's never been a paid DLC yet, so I can't really complain. And it's adding some pretty cool stuff. The Power Pack will be a paid DLC set of hardcore single-player events for Gran Turismo 7, releasing December 4th alongside the Free Spec 3 update, which is awesome. It's putting Sophie back into it, and I'm pretty sure, if we just read ahead here, pricing to be confirmed for 50 extra challenges. I'm a little concerned that they haven't set the price yet. I mean, obviously they know what the price is. I don't know why they're holding back. I'm a little worried that it's going to be on the pricey side, but I don't know. Uses an upgraded GT Sophie 3.0 AI agent, which means DLC will be PS5 only. So keep that in mind, guys. If you're on PS4, fortunately, you're not going to be able to get this. Additional ship icon. Okay. So 50 challenges will be included in the purchase alongside with 5 million in-game credits to spend as you choose, significantly adding to the single-player offering. So basically, we're going to have like 24-hour endurance races. We're going to have proper races where you're going to have practice, quali, and the actual race. So, I mean, this is something that should have been included in the base game. I feel that way. I know a lot of people feel that way. Essentially, this is kind of like the career mode that we've seen in previous GT games, but for some reason they didn't add it with this one. So for that, I do understand people being a little concerned that it's a paid DLC when it's content that, you know, came with the game in previous installments, and this time around they're making you pay for it. But I guess it is what it is. I hope it's good. Sophie is actually pretty good AI. It would be great if all racing games could have something like Sophie, because it really is more difficult, and it is a pretty good AI. So that's the news we have on GT7. Okay, now this is something that I'm even more excited about. Le Mans Ultimate on PS5 and Xbox Series set for late 26, early 27 release. Now, I'm not excited that it's that far away, but I'm excited that this is coming to consoles. I knew it was coming to consoles, that they've said it, but it's always been a thing where they didn't know when, but it has begun development. So that's very exciting. I love this game. Like, literally, I know you guys don't see it on the channel a lot. It's just because of time, but I really do love this game. I mean, you have GT cars, you have LMPs, you have hypercars, and it's multi-class racing. It's Le Mans. I think this is going to do well on consoles, man. I really do. This is a proper sim, but the online stuff is structured, and I think that's what console racing games need. I think they need that structured format like Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 7, Gran Turismo Sport, they had that structure. They had dailies, they had weeklies, they had special events, blah, blah, blah. That's what we need. A game like Assetto Corsa Competizione didn't do well on console, and I feel it's because the online portion was just find a random lobby and hope it's good. They didn't have any, you know, structured developer based races like dailies and stuff, and I think that's what the game really needed. And this game here, this has it, and I think it's going to do well, man. I think it's going to do well. I don't know how they're going to handle the whole kind of subscription based thing that they got going on with the game, but I guess we'll see. But overall, guys, I mean, this is a really good game. I really do enjoy this. This is probably one of my favorite racing games, even over Assetto Corsa Competizione. Okay, so I'm going to include this because this is Assetto Corsa Rally, and this one kind of came out of left field. They kind of announced this quick, and then it's already out in early access on PC, and this game is confirmed to be coming to console. As you can see right down in the very bottom paragraph, it says it's a work in progress. Console versions are also in the offing. I think that might mean offering, but there is another article flying around somewhere talking about that. It is confirmed that they're working on a console version of the game, and I gotta say, guys, this is legit. Like, this is hardcore rally. I did purchase it to pre-order, but unfortunately my computer just isn't up to handling it. I had a lot of issues with it, but from everything I can see online, man, the game is just stunning. The graphics are beautiful. The car's handling is like spot on. I mean, this is probably the closest thing to, I guess, the Richard Burns rally that everybody raves about. From what I've seen from everybody, they've loved this game even more than Dirt 2.0. That they're saying that it's better than that. Obviously, a lot of people are enjoying it a lot more than the EAWRC, which I personally really enjoyed. EAWRC. This is way more hardcore. I guess WRC was a lot more forgiving, you know, a lot more easy to drive, where this is some really difficult rallying. So if you're really into hardcore rally and you're on console, this is something that you can get excited about, because this is coming to console at some point. Keep in mind, I don't think this is supposed to leave early access on PC until sometime in 2026, so we probably won't be seeing this on console until at least 2027. But just know that it's in the works, and it is coming. And you know, this might be one of those games that we see on like possibly the PS6 or the next generation. I'm not really sure, but again, like I said, it's something to be excited about, because it is a new rally game, and it's going to be like nothing we have had on console so far. All right, so for the trucking fans out there on PC, we have this right here. The Nordic Horizons is releasing November 27th, 2025. So this is pretty cool. This is going to be a really cool DLC that I'm excited for. This has been hyped up quite a bit, so it's nice to see that it has a release date now. You know, I'm really thinking that the console version is probably going to come out around the time they release the Coach DLC and the Road Trip DLC for ATS. That's kind of my thinking. You know, we're on a new update beta now for both ATS and ETS2. So I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see another update before it gets to console. I kind of think I am, just because around the same time, matter of fact, it was the same stream that they were talking about the Coach DLCs and the Road Trip DLCs, that they talked about console coming out as well. So for some reason, I really think that they're going to release the game on console around the same time that those DLCs come out. I could be wrong. It's just my thought on it. It's just a little bit of my opinion, but that's what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen along those lines anyway. Alright guys, so if you remember correctly, the last video that we did, the last bit of gaming news, we talked about the new Xbox that's supposed to be coming out. You know, there's no date or anything like that. They're just talking about the next gen Xbox and how it's going to be this PC console hybrid, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be priced premium price. It's going to be premium gaming. You're going to be able to do a lot more with it. It's going to have Steam integrated in it and all that fun stuff. So I thought it was interesting that just this week, Steam and their company Valve announced this here, the Steam Machine. So this is a console made by Valve, to run Steam. It doesn't run Windows. You don't have to run Windows on or anything like that. But this is also like a mini PC. So you can run different operating systems on it. I think like if you wanted to, you could run Windows on it. You can run different applications on it and stuff. So basically it's a PC that's a console. There's not a whole hell of a lot of information on this yet, but apparently the performance of it sits somewhere between the Xbox Series S and the PS5. They said that it's not as powerful as the PS5. It's not anywhere near as powerful as the PS5 Pro. So the question is, what is the draw to this? I mean, if this isn't as powerful as a PS5, and it's saying that you can play all of your Steam games on it in 4K, 60 FPS, that has me scratching my head, because I'm thinking, if this isn't even as powerful as a PS5, how can that achieve that? When I can't even play Fernbus on my PC, I can't play Fernbus on the PS5. The PS5 can't even run Fernbus well. So how is this going to do that? And more importantly, what is this going to cost? Because I've been seeing rumors that with the components that this has, the cost of it will probably be either $800 to $1,000 or a little over $1,000. So you're talking a PC that you can't upgrade, that's not as powerful as a PS5, that's not as powerful as the Xbox Series X, but it's going to cost a lot more money. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And people are saying, well, this is going to kill Xbox. I'm not seeing it, because we don't know what the Xbox is going to be. If the new Xbox that they're talking about is more powerful than this, and it's more powerful than a PS5, then it seems like if you want to go that route, you'd be better off going with the new Xbox. Because like I said, I don't understand how this is going to run all of the Steam games in your library when it's not as powerful as the PS5. And like I said, I know that there's games out there that the PS5 cannot handle that are on Steam, especially not to play in 4K 60 FPS. So I'd like to know what you guys think. So drop in the comments, what do you guys think about this this new Steam machine? Do you think it's going to be the next big thing? Do you think the new Xbox is going to be better than this? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know. Now, this is something that they announced as well, that this is actually more exciting to me, and I really want to know how much this is going to cost. This is the Steam Frame. This is their new VR. And let me just take my face off there for a minute. So this here is VR, and it's wireless, and it's also not dependent on PC. You don't need to have a PC to run this. You can stream the games to this thing. I mean, for me, that's freaking huge. Like, that is absolutely huge. Let's just go down. Wireless adapter and dual radios. Included plug and play. 6 gigahertz wireless adapter provides dedicated link for both VR and non-VR streaming. Steam Frame's dual radios make this connect even more stable, blah, blah, blah. Introducing foveated? What is that word? Foveated? I don't know what that says. Streaming is a new feature that optimizes detail where your eyes are looking, and typically offers over a 10 times improvement in image quality and effective bandwidth. Behind the scenes, you're using low latency eye tracking data to steer the best quality pixels only to where you're looking. This is all happening without you noticing, and works for your entire Steam library. Jump right into games. Of course, it comes with controllers. Why wouldn't it? It's wireless, supports standalone play too. Steam Frame is a PC and runs Steam OS powered by a Snapdragon 8 series processor with 16 gigs of RAM. Steam Frame supports standalone play on a growing number of both VR and non-VR games without needing to stream from your PC. I mean, that's freaking fantastic. I mean, that's like a no-brainer to get if it's good and if the price is right. You know, you got to remember, the PSVR 2 is like $500, so I'm thinking that this is going to have to be more of that. But I mean, honestly, in my opinion, a standalone VR is more worth it than a VR that I have to have a $500 VR and a $400 console to run it off of, or a $500, $600 VR and a $12,000 to $3,000 PC to run it off of. So I think that's really cool. And I think between the Steam Machine and that new Steam Frame, for me, the Steam Frame is more exciting because I do think that possibly Xbox, their new gaming console, may be better than the Steam Machine. I don't know. We don't know anything about it yet, but that's just what I'm kind of guessing. Okay, so another piece of news I want to talk about is Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed yet again. I mean, I don't know why anybody is surprised. By this time, if you don't know how Rockstar runs their business, then you're never going to. It didn't surprise me in the least. I will say it kind of messes up some other developers because, if you're a developer, you do not want to release your game the same month as GTA 6. You want to avoid that. So, I mean, when they set a date, other developers, they have to shuffle things around. They have to say, okay, well, we're going to hold off on that. And then imagine they just come out and say, okay, well, we're pushing back to November. And these developers are like, what are you doing to me? Like, Rockstar, you're killing us. So I can understand that. But, it seems like that's been the norm lately. But why I mention this is because I kind of find it a little funny with the gaming community, because you have the gamers that complain if a game is delayed. That just say, just release it. We don't care. We want the game. Release the game. Just patch it. And then you got the guys where if the game does get released and it needs to be patched and it's not in perfect condition, then they're crying that you're selling us games that are incomplete. I'm sick of buying games that aren't done. Why did you release it? You should have delayed it. And it's like, really, it's just, there's no winning. I mean, no matter what. Personally, I say, take your time with these games. Put them out in a good state. I would prefer them in a better state. Like, one of the things that people were talking about, like, for instance, Rensport. Rensport is a racing title that came out on PC and console just this past weekend. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. I wasn't interested in the game. I got the game when it was free on PC, and I didn't like it. It doesn't offer anything that other games don't already have and do so much better. And now that they released it, it's still the same. It's in a horrible state. And the whole thing was that they're ready for the first week patch. And I kind of agree when people are like, why do we have to have a patch immediately? Why is the game in such poor condition that you need to patch it immediately? Like, I can understand maybe some little things that fell through the cracks. But I mean, when you're talking about, big major things that are just like for example, the AI in the game. The AI in the game is just horrible. I mean, I'm guessing the game is more suited towards, online racing and racing other people, but why even put AI in a game if it's going to be so horrible? I don't know. I don't really understand it, but discuss that in the comments. What do you guys think? Would you guys rather have a game just, be released and then they fix it? Or would you guys let them, rather have them, work it out and delay the game if they have to make a better product? I think the only thing is that, you can be kind of mad about is if they keep delaying the game, and then when they release it, it's still a buggy mess. Because then it's like, well, what were you delaying the game for? What were you actually working on? So yeah, I did want to talk about that. Like I said, leave that in the comments below what you guys think about that. Also, there's another hunting game that's being worked on right now that I'm watching very closely. I joined the Discord. Let me just find the name of it because I don't remember it. Okay, so the game is called the wilds, and it is going to be hunting and fishing. And this is still it's a very small team. There's only 3 developers working on it. They're working on it for free. Basically, one of the developers, this is kind of an interesting story. One of the developers was in the Discord of another hunting game that she didn't say which one it was, but apparently one of the developers had said to her if she didn't like something about the game, to make her own game. And she said, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So her and 2 other people are making this game, and it looks really interesting. It looks like it might be the type of hunting game that like personally I've been waiting for. It's still very early to say anything about it, but I did want to just mention that. So it's called The Wilds. I am going to put a link to their Discord down below. I would encourage you guys to join the Discord. Apologize, guys. It's like after 2 o'clock in the morning. I am just getting kind of stupid now. So join the Discord. They're very approachable. Literally all 3 of the developers talk in the Discord, and they interact with the people. They seem really cool. So if you're interested in hunting games, check that out. Like I said, I'll leave the link to their Discord in the comments below, and I look forward to working with them in the future, hopefully getting early access when their game comes out, whenever it comes out. And again, this is not like an official announcement or anything. This is very far away from anything happening. I think they mentioned that they might have a demo available possibly next year sometime, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a game that I'm going to watch very closely, and like I said, hopefully try to get a good rapport with the devs here, and maybe get early access to show you guys when it does come out. So I always feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm sure I am. I always do, but that's all I can think of right now, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.